there? What happened?
Where do you think I go?
You said pizza.
No, I was thinking pizza. I wanted pizza. That's what I should have done.
Did I influence you with Subway?
No, I was like, I'm just going to drive by and get Panda Express. And then I'm driving by, and I was like, you know what? Or I wasn't even driving by. I was on my way home. I'm like, there's a Chinese restaurant across the street. Let me just call it in there. So Elsie's Asian, not to put them on blast, but Elsie's Asian Kitchen, great food. I've had it a couple times, whatever. I walk in, the only person working is a 12-year-old.
Like it's a family business, dude.
Head pops over the counter with glasses on, and she's like, "What's the name for your order?"
Or
like, what's the phone number? And
this is Chris Carter.
I am immediately. She's like, "Card or cash?" And I was like, "Card." And she's like reaching up to grab the card. But it blows my mind how like those restaurants don't get caught with like child labor. Like that was the youngest person that's ever helped me at any restaurant.
I feel like there's different rules though if it's part of the family. My dad took me into work all the time when I was a kid, and that used to be like a badge of honor. I drink some black coffee with him, go work at the shop.
Yeah, but were you actually working? Like people at my job will just bring them in and they'll sit there and like play on their iPad.
It was like realistically bullshit work that I was doing, but when I started working with him again when I was 18, they just very kindly gave me a job and I was doing the same stuff. So
yeah, I mean,
it was work. It was stuff that they needed done, but
yeah, it was like getting them coffee and
it was clean off blocks. Yeah. I would just put a block in some alcohol and daintily rub my fingers on it until it was clean and be like, "Here you go, Dad."
I never got to go visit my parents. I did visit my dad at work when he was a mason and he would lay bricks, and I would be like mixing concrete with him. So I guess I was kind of working.
I don't think it counts if it's your son.
It is true. You get like free,
or
you get double up labor.
Yeah, that's why people used to have kids, dude. You'd have a farm, and it's like I'm having 12 employees now. Really, dude? I got some Subway.
Yeah. I want
to
hear you.
2 footlongs. It was $32.
Yeah, the world is crazy. That's why I get Chinese, dude.
A pop.
It was like $16 for like my meal with 2 egg rolls and shrimp fried rice.
Dude, it blew my mind. $16 for a footlong. The last time I got Subway was for real $5 footlongs.
Really? You haven't had Subway though? I get
probably
Subway
10 years. I haven't got it since Jared.
It depends what you get though, because sometimes it's cheap and sometimes it's not. Just like Chipotle, like they just choose what they want to charge you.
I just got a BMT. I feel like that's a pretty normal order.
That's what I get.
They charge you like per meat now. It's insane.
I don't get it. They have like days of the week where certain subs are cheaper.
So that doesn't make sense.
I know. I kind of stopped going now. Whenever I realize a place is expensive, I boycott it for like a year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe the price will go down if I don't eat there this year.
I'm
like swaying the market. But it is good to be back, ladies and gentlemen.
It's so good to be back. I've never felt better.
Season 1, episode 25.
25.
Which means 50 weeks, which means a year. This was our New Year's resolution last year, was start a podcast.
And look at us now.
Came a long way.
Got a professional studio where I was farming subs like a madman the past week. I got us up to 81 subs. We gained like 10 subs in the last week.
Yep. And with donations from the chat, donations from our supporters, we've got microphones, and we've got this nice flag.
Nice flag. Dude, this is a legit studio. We got the light that you guys saw in last episode. Some new mics. Hopefully it sounds better for you guys. You got the flag for branding in the background.
Yeah, give us a little break while we deal with these mics. We got to make sure that they're working, they're going.
It took about 2 hours. Chris was rolling around on the ground, freaking out.
This was like very stressful. I'm actually gonna check that they're still going.
Yeah, it took a really long. It should have been so simple. We just bought an adapter and plugged both of them into there. And we thought it should just record everything at once, but then you had to select aggregate, so they would both be one mic. But then you had to double select them again. That's where we got.
Yeah, we didn't know about the double select aggregate. ChatGPT wasn't telling me about that, boy. No. But we're here. We made it, and hopefully it gets easier and easier. I'm here with my friend Joe, who is a fantasy champion.
I am.
Fantasy football champion. We'll get into football today. We're going to talk ball. This is actually our first. We figured season 1. Let's free fall. Let's free flow. Let's not agenda it out. So we do know we're going to talk ball later, but we got lots to get to before that.
Yeah. So let us know if it sucks. But fantasy champion in 2 different leagues. I won $1,100.
Yeah, dude.
Mitch, pay me. What the fuck? Have you paid Mitch?
It's only been a day. I paid Mitch right away. I paid Mitch at dirt before the draft.
Yeah, I did too. But apparently somebody didn't. Pat, everybody make sure you pay Mitch because I need my money. But yeah, like Chris said, fantasy championship. I'm here with my friend Chris, who had a little upset stomach for the past week.
It wasn't even that, dude. It was a cough. Like, I've been coughing for weeks straight.
Yeah, the whooping cough, dude.
Yeah.
Rare disease.
I almost wish
Normally
I
only
had
children.
I almost wish I had an upset tummy, dude. You throw up, you get over it a little bit, you feel better, eat a popsicle, eat some soup. I have been I didn't even have energy to get out of bed for 3 days. I did not get out of bed for a good 48 hours at one point.
Sounds kind of nice.
Like, I was, like, downloading apps to watch the football games on my phone so I could watch it in bed versus, like, come out here and watch it in the living room.
That's crazy. It's not that far.
I don't have a comfortable couch, though. This is, like, the least comfortable couch for when you're sick. It's, like, 2 feet off the ground and just leather in your body sticking to it.
Yeah,
it's like the last thing you want.
Pulling your skin off your bones. All right, yeah, we'll get into that. But first, we got some Kona longboards today. I've only ever had the big waves. This is their lager, so it should be like a light beer per Marissa.
And we're going to be rating this off of New Year's resolutions.
Very timely. This will be coming out a couple days after New Year's, so hope everyone enjoyed it. Go ahead and comment your New Year's resolutions down below.
I don't like it as much as I thought. I tried it before.
Oh, really? You've had it?
No, I mean, I'm saying I tried it like while we were...
Oh, okay. I like it. I'm going to give this getting a six-pack in the new year. I think it's got a nice upbeat taste to it. It feels light. It feels like I want to be healthy. It feels like I'm going to get a six-pack next year.
I was going to go with a different... I see that. I was going with more studious. Like, I know longboard gives you the surfer vibe, doesn't care too much, but six-pack also fitting for the surfer vibe. I'm going to go with... I want to start drawing this year.
Okay. Do you draw? Have you drew before?
No, I'm saying that's the resolution that this makes me think.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that was something you wanted to do, but yeah, no. I could see this making you want to draw for sure.
Like this makes me sit down with a longboard, sit down with a canvas. You don't know where you're gonna
just see what happens. Just see what happens.
But no, how was your Christmas, man? We're gonna celebrate New Year's tomorrow, which we're getting Benihana, which I took Joe's first Benihana virginity. Like, I was with him, I'll say. I was with a group of people.
Was that at Benihana?
No, we went to Kyoto's.
Yeah, that was the first hibachi.
Yeah.
And that's why I drank the yum yum sauce, which apparently is a big no-no in the hibachi community, but
Joe got a full bottle of sake. And then also they were, like, hyping him up, giving him the sake. And then at the end of the meal, he was, like, just sucking down the yum yum sauce off the plate.
Dude, that guy had that spray bottle full of, like, vodka or whatever it is. He sprayed it into my mouth for, like, 2 minutes straight.
Oh, they do that every time you go.
Yeah, I know. It's awesome. Bang for your buck.
It is a pretty funny place. When I made the reservation, too, he goes, I go 8 o'clock, 8 people, and he goes, you can come at 8:30. And I was like, do you have 8 o'clock? He's like, yeah. But 8:30 is the last you can come. I was like, I'm telling you 8 o'clock. We'll be there at 8.
I don't need to be there at 8. I don't want it. But Christmas was good. It was a very adult Christmas.
Okay.
Besides the podcast mics, kind of childish, but
it does feel. Dude, my mom gave me this in front of the whole family.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "What are those for?" I was like, "I haven't told you yet, but I have a podcast."
Like, subscribe.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden we got 10 more subs. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but so. Me, my brother, and my sister all decided to get my parents a TV though, because now we have that place up north. The TV was a little bit small, so we decided to get them a new one.
Yeah.
And they both live with them, so we decided I was gonna go get the TV. I ordered it at Best Buy, did in-store pickup, and when we went there to go pick it up, it was super busy in the store, and I was starting to get a little worried because I was not seeing many carts. And I was asking Marissa before the guy even brought it out. I was like, "You don't think he's gonna make me carry this outside, do you?" The guy goes to get it. He comes back. He's like 6'5". He looks like Kevin Durant, and he's holding it easily. And then he just sets it down in front of me. He goes, "You're good to go, man." And I was like, all right. And I wasn't going to say something and ask for a car and look like a baby. Yeah. So I was like I'm wearing sweatpants and my winter jacket, and my pants are like falling down. It's sliding off my jacket, and there's obviously no way that I can pick it up. The guy's like laughing at me. He goes, "She can just pull up the car." And I was like, "Yeah, she's going to have to pull up the car. I can't carry this thing out." So I basically just scooted it out the door until Marissa came out and helped me get in the car.
That's funny.
Dude, it embarrassed me in front of all my friends at Best Buy.
How big of a TV?
It's not that big. It's 58 inches.
Oh, okay.
Decent enough size, but my arms are so short short. I couldn't get around it, bro.
Yeah,
It was fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I think mine's like 48 or something. So like, and that's about max. That's about max I'm carrying over there.
Oh yeah, and then they ended up giving me a 55, which is pretty nice. But only other thing that cracked me up, we were at Marissa's family's for the Christmas dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
Her aunt has a 5-year-old son. I've been with Marissa for about 5 years, so I've seen this kid at least twice a year. He knows me. I know him. So I thought he's playing with his Pokemon cards, and he says, "Hey, want to come to my room and I'll show you my Legos?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course, I'll go in there." And he's sitting down in his room playing with them for like 4 minutes. Then he just looks up at me, and goes, "I don't know who you are." I was like, "Dude, you invited me in here. What the fuck is this?" And then he just ran out of the room. I was like, "What the hell is this, dude?"
You thought you were about to finesse his cards, bro.
Dude,
you look like a finesser in there?
No, I was just watching him. I was complimenting his cards, playing with the Legos. I was like, "Oh, that's cool. It's a cool truck." And then I just ran back outside. I was like, "Yo, Hudson said he doesn't know me, bro. What the hell is that?"
Oh, apologies in advance for the cough. Still lingering.
Yeah. So we'll get into yours, but I thought that was insane. It just shows how unremarkable I am, I guess. And I don't know how to talk to kids.
It just shows, like you said, dude, you're looking skinny.
True. Unrecognizable. But
yeah.
Every time a kid comes up to me, I'm just like, "Hey, how's it going? Good to see you again this year." just like shake their hand. I have no idea how to interact.
Like Therese has a bunch of like 3 and 4 or 5 year olds, even younger than that too. And I'm always like, "What up? Like, how are we?" I can't. I don't have a baby voice, bro.
No, I don't
even think I'll talk to my own kid with a baby voice.
And like a bunch of people just go up to a kid and start flipping them around, doing somersaults and stuff. I'm not risking that, bro.
Yeah, true.
I'm just gonna throw a kid around his dome piece and get sued if I ever try that.
I am happy I used to work with kids though. For that reason, because like it's not as awkward as before.
You have experience.
I remember when I first started in the daycare, somebody I worked with was like, "Have you ever picked up a kid before?" I was like, "No." No, they'd like teach me how to hold kids, like on their hip, kind of.
Oh, dude, are you supposed to do that as a guy?
I mean, you
pop the
it's
hip.
Easier. It's easier because you have one arm free play.
Yeah, okay.
If not, you're like holding them like a dog or something.
Yeah, that's what I'd be doing.
But then you can only hold them for like.
I'm doing that or like slinging over the shoulder, a sack of potatoes. There's no shot. I'm popping my hip out.
Sack of potatoes.
I'm not popping my hip out like a woman.
You don't pop the hip out. You just put them on your side.
No.
You hold them under their butt. You put their butt on your arm, and then you hold them, and then they're like sitting on your arm, like on your side. One leg around the front, one leg around the back.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man.
Or else you're just holding them out in front, and then you're only holding them for like 30 seconds because like no one's gonna hold the kid. Oh.
Well, I don't want to be holding a kid for a lengthy amount of time, dude.
What's up, Justin? And then you just pass it along.
It's a woman's job. I'm gonna raise my kid like a Victorian father, where I don't meet my child until they're 8 years old, and then I send them off to the factory.
That's funny, bro. But yeah, I mean, I missed everything, bro. I mean, I got great gifts, which news, big accomplishment. I don't want to be like fully indulge in it, but basically I had 2 big loans when I graduated. One of them was, we'll call it 90% of my loan. The other one's 10%. And I've been having 2 payments, and I'm an aggressive pay, whatever. But with some Christmas help and some Christmas spirit, loans are done, dude.
Ooh, let's go, dude. Done. That's big time. Congrats.
So now on the road to a new whip.
Now we can ball.
Yeah, now we are balling.
Now let's go back in debt. Get a car loan. Exactly. Very aggressive car loan.
Swap one right
high
over
interest rate.
It's
good. It builds up credit.
Right on top. But no, I mean I still have a little bit left to go, but it's for the most part the majority's done, bro.
Hell yeah.
Which is a big weight off the shoulder, and couldn't be more thankful and appreciative of it. But it was a good year, and always funny seeing family. I just wish I had to miss like my dad's, my girlfriend's families, and it was just tough, dude. I was just laying in bed the whole time.
That sucks, dude. You didn't have to see the in-laws. That fucking sucks, bro.
Dude, I miss the food, bro. The food is so good when you live by yourself for forever. You're like, I would do anything for like Thanksgiving and Christmas food.
They didn't bring you any?
I mean, I got leftovers, but it's not the same, dude. It's not the same.
No, it's the same. I think it's better. I hit a cardinal sin. We had some leftovers, and they were in the fridge for long enough to where I was like, Marissa doesn't want these. If she wanted them, she would have eaten them.
Marked them all.
Smashed them on Sunday. She gets home. She goes, "You ate all the dessert?" And I was like, "I thought you weren't eating the dessert." It's been in here for 4 days.
Well, bro, I was like not eating anything because I was sick. Like when I went to my mom's, I went there, I got a plate, and I took 3 bites, and then I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm gonna go sleep." And I went upstairs and went to bed, and then, for like, since I wasn't eating normally, I could eat all my leftovers no matter how much. Get a pound of turkey after Thanksgiving and a pound of ham, and that thing's gone in 2 days.
Yeah.
But this year, since I was sick, I like physically could not eat a lot. So I spread out all of these leftovers over the span of like a week and a half. And I was like, well, okay. But I kept getting them like, it's kind of hard to explain because like I had Christmas Eve and then I had leftovers for like 3 days. And then my girlfriend's side had on like 3 days later they had theirs, so then I get like a resupply, and then like my dad had his, and like I went out to eat and stuff, I got another resupply. Yeah. So like
you weren't eating the ham that had like the little white,
no,
you know what I'm talking about, when it
well, I didn't even want ham,
curdling.
Yeah. But
I ate too much ham. I've like the past month I've probably eaten 8 pounds of ham.
Yeah, dude, it's that time of year though.
Oh, I'm probably gonna do the carnivore diet.
Really?
I've been thinking about that a lot. I'm basically already been doing it, dude. If I cut out the carbs, I've been eating enough ham to sustain me. It's just about taking out the carbs now.
Only hams.
Honestly, I might. I haven't gotten sick of it yet.
That's funny, bro.
But that does suck. I'm sorry. That happened to me peak COVID. It was like right after college when we graduated. It was the only time I confirmed got COVID, and it was the day of Christmas. Yeah. I didn't want to get tested, but I had family coming over, so I figured it was the responsible thing to do, test positive. And so I missed all of Christmas and everything, and I was like, oh my God, this sucks, because I was thinking about missing New Year's, and everybody was going over to your house to party. And right in that span of me having COVID is when the CDC came out, and they were like, that's right, we're changing it from 10 days to 5 days. And I was like, yo, there's no fucking way. Yeah. So my first day out from quarantine was going to your house to party. Yeah. And we did that circle of everybody taking a shot of that Fireball thing, and somebody was like, wait, Joe, didn't you just have COVID? I was like, bro, CDC told me I'm good. If you don't trust them, I mean, who can we trust anymore?
Well, who are we relying on these days? Yeah. I mean, if you don't trust those guys, there's no way you're getting sick. That's how I feel, too. Like, everyone's like, I'm like, Mom, should I even come? I feel like everybody's going to get sick. She's like, no, it's family. Just come. And then literally 2 days ago, she's like, I got exactly what you got. I'm like, dude, I told you. I mean, I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah. My mom did the same thing, and now she references it all the time. She's like, and Joe gave me COVID, almost killed me. I'm like, you told me to sit in the living room and just put on a mask. I mean, I don't know what you want from me, but
it's funny. But
dude, I've been sick too, though. Well, I know we brag a lot about not getting vaccinated and not going to the doctor. I figured being sick for a month was long enough, and I ended up going to emergency care yesterday to get some medicine.
Yeah, we both pushed it to as far as you can go.
Yeah.
Like, I physically, my family's yelling at me to go to a doctor. My girlfriend's yelling at me to go to a doctor. I have a doctor's appointment in 2 weeks, so, like, if you guys don't hear from me, that's why. But
I felt like such a child, though, because I in my adult life, or as long as I can remember, I've never went to the doctor just for being sick. So I'm just like standing by Marissa. She's checking me in, and they go, "Why are you here?" And I'm like, "Sick." And then they pull me in the room. They're like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like,
the urgent care.
Yeah, and I'm like telling them my symptoms. This is why I think it's such a scam. I think my copay was like $50, and then my medicine was like $15.
Yeah.
All they did, she asked me like some questions, and then she just takes my blood pressure, and she's like, "All right, we're just gonna give you this." And I'm like, you're not even a doctor. You're just taking my word for it. Like, shouldn't you be running more tests to validate what I'm saying?
But then you run into what I ran into when I had bronchitis, where that lady's like, "Oh, I just saw a guy who had a blood clot in his calf, and it moved all the way here." And then I was like, "What?" And she's like, feeling my calf. Yeah. Like, would you rather that, or would you rather them just be like, "Yeah, you have the flu"?
I'd rather that. Well, they said, they're like, if you've been sick for a month, it's probably not the flu. So, but I'd rather have them give their input than just listen to what I'm saying about it. And they're being like, "Yeah, actually, you're probably right. This is what you have, and this is the medicine for it." Because I didn't go to medical school, dude. I'll tell you. I'm like, yeah, I have a runny nose, but I don't know.
I don't even know, bro. I just like assume. I'm like, oh, I have the flu. But also, I think, I don't know. Obviously, I don't think I told chat, but my work HVAC died, and it was 50 degrees in the office.
That's probably what got you.
That's what I blame it on, dude. It was a day after.
Mm-hmm.
It was Monday, Tuesday, and then I woke up Wednesday, and I was like, oh, of course. Like
That probably started the Michigan flu that's going around.
It did. It did. Like, and then on Friday of last week, I was like, hey, I'm working from home. Everybody there's 5 people right after I sent the email. 5 people were like, I'm also got the flu. I'm working from home.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, to be fair, right after Christmas and whatnot, people probably just wanted to anyways, but it was rough, bro.
True. God, that is brutal. But we're toughing it out for you guys. I don't think it sounds too bad so far. Maybe I sound a little nasally, but
it is funny. We get new mics and we just sound sick as fuck.
It's picking up like like me clearing my throat every 10 seconds
in the mic. But no. On another note, less positive for me, more positive for Joe. Lions played the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Joe won. Before we go there, let's go fantasy. Joe won in 2 leagues, so congrats.
Yeah,
that's why I gave him his shout out. Could you believe this, chat? I make it in 5 I'm in 5 leagues. I make it in 3 of them. Do you know how hard that is to do? Make it to the championship 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
Lose all 3. What are the odds of that?
I don't know, man.
And
fantasy.
For a while, I was like, oh, of course I'm going to win the league that I didn't pay any money for, which is the couples league.
Yeah.
Didn't even win that one.
Fantasy is funny like that because our league that I ended up winning, I double-checked because I had a feeling, and I had the lowest points against in the entire league. So
that's just how it goes.
I didn't really deserve it, but I'll definitely take it. I had a really hot weekend because I was just winning in all my fantasy leagues. The Steelers play the Lions, and I get to dunk on everybody in my life.
Yeah, it was a tough, sad time. Well, at the moment we're recording this is we'll call it. It's going to come out right before the Steelers-Ravens game. So we're going to talk ball today, and I guess let's start with the Steelers-Lions game. So at this point, though, the Lions already lost to the Vikings the week after, out of playoff contention. We lost to a bomb-ass quarterback from Minnesota, and I don't know. So
he's been playing well.
But
no, he wasn't even playing. It was Max
Brosmer. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I thought you were saying JJ.
No. From Minnesota. He played.
Yeah.
Brosmer played it for Minnesota in college.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
My bad. Kind of confusing.
Because it's also the Vikings.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Steelers Lions game I was gloating. I was doing my victory lap for about 90% of that game. It was really not close for so long.
Yeah.
It was like the Lions were just beefing it and the Steelers were capitalizing, and it looked like the game was out of hand.
Yeah.
Until they eventually caught some fire.
Yeah, I mean it was a classic, like, you got hot too late. You're trying to make up too much time. You're also giving up 200 rushing yards. So, like, I don't know. We had no defense. We were, like, letting them do whatever. And to be honest, like, we have up until that point even, like, there's no game that we had all year where it was like, we've proved ourselves and we're good and, like, it's going to be fine. So it just really showed even more weaknesses for the Lions. And, crazy ending. That's
yeah.
Like how you would script it almost.
Real quick, shout out George. I don't want to dunk on him anymore because we have already had the conversations. But before that game, I was telling him Derek Harmon is an absolute force in the run game. And he was very sarcastically saying, oh, I'm so scared of Derek Harmon. He's so good at stopping the run. And then we held the Lions to 14 yards. And he also said that Jalen Warren was the worst starting running back in the league. And then he had 135 and 2 touchdowns. So that vindicated there. But like Chris said, end of the game, I got my revenge my payback, I should say, on this one because you just can't put yourself in a position to let the refs influence the last play of the game. If you do that, you can't complain about it. It happened to the Steelers in the Browns game. The last play of the game was an obvious pass interference. They didn't call it, but I can't complain about that because same thing in the Lions game.
I saw another clip. Kenny G was wide open.
Yeah, but that's tough. I mean, if you break down the all-22.
It's over the middle, right?
Yeah, the safety dropped out. Rodgers couldn't have done that pre-snap, and he went for the 5. But, in that Lions game, it was as close as it could have been. Carlo was at the game. He said nobody in the stands knew who won. The refs announced it like jackasses.
That's the only game in history I've ever watched, and the game was over. The clock said 0, and I didn't know who won.
Yeah, because it took him 5 minutes, and then he goes, touchdown. However, the play's not reviewable. So, the game's over. And they just left.
Yeah, they're like, touchdown, the Lions score. But it's not reviewable. And the game is over. And everyone's like, so does it count? Or
Yeah.
Is it not? And then you just see Rodgers smile, and I just turn off the TV.
Yeah.
That was basically what happened.
Yeah. It was, as far as like a game between both my teams, it was as sweaty as it could have came to. And the only thought in my head in that moment was everybody in my life right now is thinking of me and saying, fuck you, Joe. Which sucks. It's not a great feeling.
I mean, it was just tough. It was like, I knew that was the end of the season. And then we go next week to Minnesota, and it's like, all you got to do is win to just have a chance to make it. And the Packers have a hurt quarterback, a hurt $180 million player, and then we can't even beat the Vikings, which we lost to the Vikings earlier in the year. I don't know why everyone was like, oh, it's just the Vikings. All you got to do is win that and the Bears. No, we lost. We got shit on by the Vikings earlier this year. And we have all year just been a letdown. No positive all year.
I don't know if this is
Amon-Ra,
true.
worst season ever.
He had a pretty good year.
He still had 1,000 yards, but it was like he was dropping balls every game.
He was playing through some injuries. I'm not gonna get. He's getting paid a lot of money. He should have made those catches. I don't know if I can confirm this, but I did hear because the Bears lost and the Packers lost to the Ravens that if the Lions beat the Vikings, they would be playing to get into the playoffs against the Bears in Week 18.
Yeah.
So it was an ultimate blunder.
Yeah. So Lions really fell apart, and I guess we'll dive in there before we go Steelers, and we'll talk about what the future holds, and we're gonna pick our Super Bowl teams. But here's what pisses me off. To your point, you can't get in a situation where you let the refs dictate the game, and like my whole life growing up, same old Lions basically meant we're gonna blame the refs for every loss, and we're gonna be like, things didn't go our way. This is why we lost. This ref, that ref, and this ref call. Here's why we lost. That is what growing up a Lions fan was like. And then, this Pettigrew dropped 9 balls today. So, like, you're just dealing with that stuff all the time.
Pettigrew?
Or Ebron. Eric
Either
Ebron.
one. I mean, if you're relying on Pettigrew, though.
Yeah.
If he's getting 9 targets, that's not a winning recipe either way.
Dude, Eric Ebron was supposed to be – he was Kyle Pitts before Kyle Pitts existed.
Do you remember that, though, where he played, like, ass for the Lions, and then he goes to the Colts and has an all-pro season?
Yes, immediately. I mean, it's just crazy how people leave the Lions and succeed like crazy. But that's what it is, right? Is you can't rely on like the refs not calling something or calling something to give yourself a chance. And that's what the Lions did not do the last 2 seasons. We never relied on the refs, and it was always like, we're going to win by 2 scores, so we don't even have to think about it. And this was the first year where it was like every game was like, oh, that bad call and that bad call. And it started like early in the season against the Eagles and stuff. Like I think A.J. Brown push off, doesn't get called. And it's just insane that we so quickly revert back to what it was just because we're a little worse than before and clearly didn't have an OC. We'll get into that in a second, but it upsets me that everyone automatically reverts back to like, oh, the refs, and these offsides, and it should have been a timeout. And there was like, I could list probably 10 things that happened this season that were refs or not called or called. Or I even was driving to work last week after the game, and there's billboards on the way to Detroit that just say robbed. And I'm like, who is paying for this? Like, I don't even want to support a team where it's like, we just lost to the fucking Steelers on a crazy last play, and we're putting up robbed billboards.
Don't say the Steelers like that.
But it's like, why are we overreacting? Like, what is happening? This is not the same fans and the same people as last year. And
yeah, I mean, they're just reverting back to their old ways. In my opinion, I definitely get what you're saying. I think more so, shit just was not cute or cool the way it was the last 2 years. Mostly Dan Campbell and his gimmicks. Like, all the crying and going for it on 4th downs seems like a really badass, cool thing to do when it's working for you. But as soon as you're not converting on 4th downs, losing games because of it, and then you're crying in the locker room after with Dan Campbell's scream voice, it's kind of like, I don't really know anymore.
Yeah, and it's like I'm okay with going for it. Even I think we had like this was definitely the worst season we've had going for it. I think at some point we were like below 50% on 4th downs, which I think almost feels like we were like 80% years past or like 70.
Oh yeah, it was automatic.
But yeah, they just didn't have no line, and that's the most frustrating thing from my perspective. Is somehow we're the only team where it's a valid argument to say, if we don't have a number 1 O-line, we can't even play football. when every other team can say that? Why doesn't every other team say that?
I think there's plenty of bad teams that are in that predicament. What it boils down to is the Lions just really rely on their run game, and they have a pocket passer strictly that can't move in the pocket at all. So if you don't have a good line, you get exposed. But if everything's perfect, it works out phenomenal. And they still had a top 5 offense in the league. It's not like
I don't understand the argument. If everything's perfect, you're gonna have a good offense. Like, yes, I would expect that in the NFL if everything was perfect. But I'm not gonna sit here and say everything's gonna be perfect every play, even if we have an all-pro offensive line. Like, we have the best offensive line that you could assemble. It's not gonna be perfect every time. But so why are we trying to make something happen that's perfect every time?
The only teams that doesn't apply to, though, are the 5 teams with the all-world quarterbacks of Josh Allen. I guess you could say Lamar, not really this year. Mahomes, typically. This is a bad example, actually, because both those teams are basically not in the playoffs that I just listed. But, the ones that have the quarterbacks that can get the job done by themselves are the ones that can say that. Justin Herbert is holding the Chargers together by glue. Bo Nix is, I don't know if I'd say he's, really good, but they have a good enough team and a great defense. He's playing within the structure of his team. Most teams.
Right, so all the teams that are going to make the playoffs have quarterback. I mean, do you hear what you're saying too? It's like basically 90%,
I gave some bad examples.
90% of the teams that are all going to make the playoffs this year have a quarterback that's able to do something other than hand the ball off and throw play action pass.
Goff had a good year. He just gets off balance if he gets some pressure in his face.
He had a good year until he had 5 turnovers against the
Vikings.
Vikings.
Do you feel about Goff for Burrow and give up 2 first rounds?
I see that's the problem, dude. We're in too deep now. And I heard Dan on 97.1 the other day. It's like, he's our guy. We're not moving from him. He's so good. And it's like, I don't know. I don't see the same thing. So I'm not necessarily a Goff hater. He just needs competition. Go sign a Malik Willis. Go sign a Tyler Huntley. We haven't had a backup since we've had Goff.
That's an expensive backup, though. That takes up a lot of cap space.
I would much have rather against Minnesota. And now we're going to play Goff and Amon-Ra this week and probably get him hurt because it's week 18 and it's ridiculous. But, I'd rather go watch. This would be a perfect Hendon Hooker game. Let's see what this
He was useless. Don't say Hooker was the answer.
I want to watch somebody. I was high on Malik Willis, dude. I wanted Malik Willis before, during that season.
I watched the draft that year with Carlo and Toby, and when the Lions traded up, I was like, they're getting Malik, Malik. But then they took J-Mo.
I remember that. I wanted the same thing, and then Malik went late, didn't he?
No, late first round.
But
he went to the Titans.
So that's my little rant. I'm upset with Lions fans. If you're a Lions fan, don't complain about the refs. Stop complaining about the refs. The more we give in, the more they're going to do it, and the NFL loves reactions. It's a click-based league. It's probably a scripted league, so don't give them the script that they want to do. Just let them call their calls, and it's like it didn't even happen. Where's the Lions? It's going to happen, so don't react to it. Now, what do we do for next year? Here's I think quick fix, right? You go pay a lot of money to a center. You pay a center.
It's hard to find in free agency.
I know,
Most teams with a good center don't let those guys walk.
I think that guy from Baltimore is leaving.
Linderbaum?
Yeah.
He's leaving.
Where'd
you hear that?
Well, I think he's a free agent after this year.
I doubt they let him walk. That seems like a ludicrous move by the Ravens.
People are calling for Harbaugh's head already.
Yeah, but also apparently Lamar Jackson's a shithead. So
yeah,
I don't know. For me, I think it's very rare to see top end talent. I mean, the Bears did it. Granted, they picked up a lot of good talent in free agency. But
here, I will even simplify it more than that. Maybe it's not a center. Go get an interior offensive line. I like Ratledge a lot, and they said Ratledge still could play center in the future. So go get either a very good guard, a very good center. If you have to go to a tackle, go to a tackle. But you're bringing somebody in from the outside. You're paying somebody good money to be on our line. Then I think we can fill the other spaces. As long as we get one solid. If Decker comes back, which I think he had a bad year this year too. But
he might need to retire.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's back. So I think we already need a left tackle and we need a guard or a center. So we have to do 2 if Decker leaves. If Decker stays, you don't even have to do 1. But I also think he's declining, so maybe you do too anyway. So we have somebody else. But either way, you go get 2 O-line. That's all you do on offense. You do nothing else. You go get 2 offensive linemen, not in the draft. I don't want a rookie that we have to develop and whatever. And
That's such a Band-Aid fix, though. Why?
It's not a Band-Aid fix, dude. Did we sign a 2-year deal?
Well, I'm saying, like, most of the players that you're going to get for offensive line and free agency are going to be pretty mid. You wouldn't rather, especially, like, for Decker, if he's going to be out, you wouldn't rather go out and draft your left tackle of the future? Or your center of the future? Have him for the next 10 years?
I guess. If there's somebody there. If there's a center in the draft that falls that far, which I guess we're in the middle of the pack now.
We got Zach Frazier at early second round.
Right, and he was hurt all year, dude.
What? No, he wasn't. What are you talking about? He hasn't missed a single game.
Oh, you're talking about Steelers?
Yeah, Zach Frazier.
Oh, we have Miles Frazier.
Oh, yeah.
He's been hurt all year.
No, Zach Frazier, we got him a couple years back in the draft, early second round, and he's been top 3 center in the league.
Yeah.
Most teams just don't draft centers that high, but I think that's something you'd...
Well, that's like we got Frank early, but yes, you can do it in the draft if you're going to spend first-round pick. I'm fine spending first-round pick on that. I prefer an edge, though. That's what I'm getting to. You go...
You think edge was the problem, though? You had pretty productive edges this year.
Well, I really want either an edge linebacker combo. Like somebody that's like...
Well, you're just an Anzalone hater. I think he's been perfectly fine.
Mm-mm.
Dude, he's like ranked on PFF as like a top 5 coverage linebacker.
He's got to be like one of the worst people I ever know.
That seems anecdotal, but okay, I get what you're saying.
Here you go.
They've had a lot of issues in those. Oh, thank you.
Thick neck.
Ooh, got it.
Thick neck for some thick fingers. But yeah, that's my fix. Offense, you go O-line only. I don't care. You make 2 moves on the O-line. If it's through the draft early, it's got to be an immediate starter is what I'm trying to say. You can't have somebody come in. I do think that Christian Mahogany was playing pretty well before he got hurt. And then that Miles Frazier guy had 1 good game, but you need somebody that's going to be there the whole time. I have no clue why we got rid of
Zeitler,
yeah. And that's number 1.
That seemed like a big mess up.
It feels like our center's the issue. Like if Goff doesn't have a center that he clicks with and is good with, which is why I'm a Goff hater too. Like, so you're telling me this guy has to have a perfect center that he's been with for 5 years. So who are we going to get?
I don't know if that's the case.
Like, what the hell is happening? Like,
I think the centers on the Lions this year were just extraordinarily bad.
Yeah, we were on like 3rd string, and then we didn't trust Glasgow at the end. So get rid of those guys. It's like if they've proven that they're not the guys, get rid of them. But instead, we like keep them.
Yeah.
And then we use them, and we're like, oh, these are our guys. Dan Skipper's been around for 8 years, but he sucks. But he's gonna play because everyone's hurt, and we didn't feel like going to get anybody else in the offseason. Now on defense, you get a linebacker, but you don't really need one. You can go Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes. Get rid of Anzalone. If you can get anything, if you can get $5 in a McChicken for Anzalone, get rid of Anzalone.
Dude, he's such a good player.
No, he's
he
terrible.
Looks so cool and hot.
He's terrible.
He's
dude.
so tall, cool, and hot, and good at football.
He probably misses. I don't think he made any turnovers this year. He gave up the Kenneth Gainwell touchdown against the Steelers. Kenny G catches a crazy pass, and Anzalone's laying next to him looking at the ref like, what? What?
That was a weird fluke play, bro. That happens.
So touch him.
Kenny G is just one of the best players in the NFL. You can't guard the perfect pass.
It's insane. Mm-hmm. He's laying down next to him, dude. And then I hate Anzalone. So get rid of Anzalone. Then you can even go Derek Barnes, Malcolm, Jack Campbell, rotate them, whatever. Hopefully you get edge opposite of Hutch. If you don't, Ali McNeil was the worst contract of all time. DJ Reader I saw had like the most pass rushing snaps with no sacks in the entire league.
He's old.
And I think his contract's up. So get rid of Reader. Ali McNeil, if we can trade him and make him look good to Jerry Jones or something, maybe we can get something good, but probably not. So he's going to be on the team. And then we have injured Pascal, injured Onwuzurike, who are never going to play for the Lions. They've been on the team for like 5 years. So basically, Tyleek Williams, he also was a guy with like 1 sack, I think, this year. And he was our starting the end week 1.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. And then we go 1st-round draft pick, interior D-line, Tyleek Williams, who did nothing.
Well, I mean, he's more of a big body run stuffer now.
Yeah.
He's not going to get flashy plays. Like, his job is to take on double teams and free up the linebackers.
Yeah.
I don't think you can judge him like that.
I expect our first round pick to make an impact, and he didn't really do much for me. And then, like the runs he was stopping were 5 yards behind him. So like, I guess congrats on the tackle. And I don't know how many tackles he got this year, but didn't seem too impressive to me. And then I don't know. You go same thing on the defense. You get two. I would re-sign Roy Lopez. I thought he had a good year, but you go get two interior D linemen. Maybe it's one edge, one D lineman. Maybe you do one in the draft, but you go 1-1, and you focus basically O line, D line, and then if you need a linebacker, if you need a safety or a corner, if Kirby's knee is long term, go get a safety. If I don't think you really need a corner.
You're kind of naming a lot of positions.
That's what I'm saying. We're fucked. So basically, you go get my top needs, O line, because Goff can't do anything without that. So go get O line. Go get two guys on the O line. Go get two guys on the D line, and then that's pretty much it. If I had to say 4 positions, but if you're getting greedy, then you also maybe you get a linebacker or a corner.
Yeah, I think that would fix it. I definitely think O-line would remedy all the problems pretty much instantly. So I think that's what you got to do.
And you go pay OC who knows what he's doing. That's probably priority number 1.
Yeah, Mort's got to go.
And Dan can't call plays. He's done calling plays.
Why?
He did not do good.
He did fine.
He did not do very good.
He's not going to be like the McVay or Shanahan calling plays out there that wins your team the game, but it's tough. It's tough to find that good of an OC, man.
Yeah. Well, we just witnessed in the Bears and the 49ers game this week. Like, you have to have a good OC.
You probably should have paid Ben Johnson like $20 million.
Don't have a good O-line, by the way. Trent Williams was out.
I think the Bears have a good O-line.
I don't know how
They got Darnell Wright, and they did a lot in free agency. I think they have a good O-line.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like they have an OC. They have, I guess you could say, okay O-line. But no one's out there saying that they have to have a perfect O-line to be good and run.
They got the GOAT, Caleb Williams, bro.
But long story short, Lions are going to be in a hole for a little bit. It's going to take a while getting out of it.
They're cooked.
I
wish I could say the same, but unfortunately, I'm in a pretty good spot here. So
yeah. So Joe plays the Ravens, or the Steelers play the Ravens this weekend to make the playoffs.
It's a win and get in for both teams. And the part that really sucks, me and Chris were going to record at some point last week. And at the time that we were going to record originally, the Steelers had a 92% chance to make the playoffs. And then the Ravens beat the Packers. Steelers lost to the Browns in a fugazi-ass bullshit game. And now we have a 38% chance to make the playoffs. So I really wish we could have recorded more when I was happy. But it doesn't matter. It's AFC North football, who I would not rather have it any other way, right? It's win and get in against your rival. DK's out. Darnell Washington broke his arm. We're dealing with injuries. They're dealing with injuries. You just got to go out there, play your best ball at Exeter Stadium, and make it to the playoffs, or you don't deserve it.
It's in Baltimore?
Nope, it's in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
It's not Heinz Field anymore.
Do we have weather? Do we have a
It's going to be
report?
cold. It's going to be cold. No sign of weather yet, but
What about TJ?
TJ,
He's practicing.
dude, the dumbest idiot reporter in Pittsburgh, I don't trust him, but he said that TJ is going to play. He said he's going to play. I don't trust this guy, but he said that TJ's going to play and Lamar's not going to play, and if I had to guess, it's going to be reversed, but
Okay.
TJ, I know he's going to do everything that he possibly can to be on that field. It would not surprise me if he played. If he did play, I'm sure it would be on snap count.
Yeah, that's valid. He's got to play, dude. In this atmosphere and this time of the season.
Punctured lung is pretty serious, though. I don't know how much you can just will your way through that.
That is true. You can probably not breathe at all.
No.
It probably feels like how we felt the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, or you probably won't really be too effective, even if you are. But it's an
valid.
interesting game, I guess. Like the only last thing I'll say on it is
You guys beat them earlier in the year.
We did.
How
That was another,
the
like,
score?
fugazi.
What was the score?
It was like 27-23, something like that. And if you remember, that was when Isaiah Likely caught the ball, didn't make a football move in the end
That's
zone,
right.
and then they called it not a touchdown. So, I mean, the refs have made some interesting calls this year. That's all I'm going to say about
Yeah.
that. But
It does feel like the craziest ref year in a while.
it's a bad year. But The last thing I'll really say about the Steelers Ravens game is to me it's really interesting because both of the coaches are having their heads called. Like
Yeah.
they both need to be fired. So
Yeah.
it really does feel like you're gonna see just all out from both these coaches, and especially in my mind, Aaron Rodgers, even without DK Metcalf there, this could be his last game ever. You have to think he's gonna go out there and just, Perk Rodgers, vintage it up, and just ball the fuck out.
Hey, I'm a Steelers fan now.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what to expect, dude. So you're thinking Lamar probably out? It's almost.
No, I think he's gonna
I was
play.
gonna tell you, if I'm a Steelers fan, I would rather him play.
Yeah, we own
He has
Lamar.
looked terrible this year.
We own Lamar. So I sent this tweet in the group chat earlier, but we're 4-1 in our last 5 games against the Ravens at home. We're 11-1 in season finales against in-division opponents in the last 12 games that we've had.
Yeah,
we do not lose our last game of the season. I'm going to hold on to hope there.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume we can just destroy them at home, make our way into the playoffs, and have another home game next week. But
Yeah.
I'm feeling cautiously optimistic.
Wait, so if you win, you'd have a home game in playoffs too?
We'd win the division.
It's so weird.
We'd win the division, yep.
Such a terrible division. You know that if the Lions,
It's not that bad.
you know if the
10
Lions
wins.
win this weekend, every single team in the NFC North has a winning record. Is that insane?
That if the Vikings win, right? They're 8-8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I forget who the
But
Vikings play this
the
weekend.
Packers are benching their starters, so you would assume that they're winning.
Oh, that's why. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, it's basically an auto win for
Yeah.
them.
So there's a few interesting games. The funny one, the Buccaneers and the Panthers play, but it doesn't end there. That does not win the NFC South because whatever team wins that game,
Yeah.
it all comes down to if the Falcons win or lose against the Saints. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
So if the Panthers win and the Falcons beat the
So
Saints, the
stupid.
Panthers make it in. If the Bucks beat the Panthers and the Falcons lose, then the Buccaneers make it in. So
Yeah. You know the Bucks are gonna make it in. I want the Panthers to make it, but
the Bucks suck ass.
they
They've
do,
lost
bro.
7 out of their last
They
8.
do. They're so bad, but I feel like Baker's gonna sneak in. I don't know.
I'd rather have them.
I'd rather have them than Carolina too, but that was my bold prediction last year was Carolina's gonna make it.
Yeah. Did you check what the Saturday night game was? I swear there was one other game. Oh, I think it's Jags Texans. Is that what it is?
I'll
Because
check right
I'm
now.
pretty sure there's one other game that decides who wins the division and gets a home playoff game.
So Saturday, Seahawks Niners.
Oh, that is it. Yep. So that's the game for the 1 seed. Whoever wins that game gets the 1 seed in the NFC.
That's right. And then the Bucks play the Panthers earlier in the day.
And then I'm pretty sure did the Jags and the Texans play each other? No.
Colts, Texans,
Yeah.
Giants, Cowboys, Browns, Bengals, Saints, Falcons.
Yeah, because the Jags, I believe, need to win that one to win the AFC South.
Packers, Vikings, Titans, Jags, Cardinals, Rams, Chargers, Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders, Dolphins, Patriots, Commanders, Eagles, Jets, Bills, Ravens, Steelers.
Which Patriots, I was thinking about choosing them for one of my Super Bowl teams until Stephon Diggs got arrested.
Yeah.
I have to imagine he's not playing in the postseason.
The NFL was like, we've already contacted the team. So
It was
it's like,
felonious
not looking good.
strangulation. Dude, Stephon Diggs,
Not looking
I
good
can't
at all.
confirm this, but has he strangled somebody while playing for each one of his teams? I think he strangled somebody while playing for the Vikings, strangled somebody while playing for the Texans, and strangled somebody or playing for the Bills. Dude, I mean, you might have strangled somebody on 4 different teams.
Yeah,
It's
that's
insane.
valid.
This guy loves strangling people.
That is valid. I don't know the answer to that question, by the way, but shout out Cardi B.
Shout out. A lot of interesting games, though. The way our recording schedule works out, we have to choose our Super Bowl teams before Week 18 because the next episode is going to be coming out after the wild card round.
Correct.
So-
I just pulled up actually the odds for all the teams so we can kind of go through them.
I already got my 2 teams picked out as long as you don't pick them, so we'll see.
So just for chat that hasn't been following along, and we're gonna figure out what to do with Big Bet next year. We might do a little playoff series with Big Bet too. We got a little figuring out to do, but I won Big Bet 2025.
Yeah.
It kind
sold.
of Joe towards the end was like just throwing Hail Marys out there. He was like throwing 10 bet nights out there and trying to make a comeback. And
It wasn't working. I was going like 5-5 and just saying the same number down that I was.
so essentially what we decided is I get the first pick of the Super Bowl team. It'll go back and forth. Me, Joe. We're gonna pick 4 teams total.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, hopefully some teams make it, and I don't know if you're gonna pick any of those teams. But what we decided is if our team that we pick wins the Super Bowl,
or whichever team makes it further.
Sure. If they make it further than the other person, it would suck if they both.
All of our teams get eliminated wild card.
Whoever makes it the furthest gets a podcast dedicated to them this year, and they get a night out dedicated to them this year. We're gonna decide probably like a couple hours free at the bar.
Yeah, they get to decide what we talk about in the episode, which if you guys watch the pod, I'm sure you can imagine it would be pretty different between me and Chris what we would decide on.
And then maybe we didn't really talk about this before, but maybe we get to pick an activity that we have to do too.
I like that. Tattoo for the other person.
It's what I told Joe before was basically like, it's like how people celebrate their half birthdays. It's like the half birthday of Chris and Joe Day.
Yep. Only one.
So it's only going to be one of us. It's either going to be Chris Day or Joe Day, depending on who wins the Super Bowl. So before we pick, and before I pick the first team selected, the odds in this order, which I think it changed from this morning.
It changed a lot.
It's been moving a lot, and no one's really favored, and this is the craziest NFL year of all time. This is the most open the league has ever been. Any team, if they were good, if Tom Brady came back and played today, he'd be a Super Bowl favorite. So it's in this order: Seattle, Rams, Broncos, 49ers, Philadelphia, Buffalo, New England, Jacksonville, Houston, Chicago, Green Bay, Chargers, Baltimore, Steelers, Carolina, Bucks.
I like it. Bucks first.
So much juice on the Steelers right
now. I was thinking about doing the Steelers, but that's such a stupid idea. There's no reason why I should do that. If they make it, I mean, I'm going to be happy, but I don't know, dude.
I was hoping that your second pick was going to be Steelers.
I was thinking about it, but it really just feels like I'm shooting myself in the foot there.
I cannot believe Seattle's the Super Bowl favorite right now. They have Sam Darnold as Super Bowl favorite. It's insane.
The games where Sam Darnold's had 2 or more turnovers, they're 5-0. Their defense is so good, dude.
Okay. With the first selection of the, is it technically Super Bowl? Is it 2026 or 2025?
25, 26 season, they normally say.
Yeah. The first selection of the 25-26 Super Bowl selection for Chris/Joe Day is San Francisco 49ers.
Dude, you piece of shit. I was going to take them. That was going to be my first overall pick.
Dude. You got to ride with them.
That was going to be my first overall pick, so I'm going to go with the Rams.
Okay, that's what I was debating is do you go San Fran or do you go Rams?
See, San Fran is a good play. There's a chance, though, if they don't get the 1 seed, they're in deep trouble.
And to be honest, last year I think Brock Purdy lost me my fantasy league too. So like Brock is always so nice when you think he's good. Like he just played the best game ever against the Bears, and then watch first round of playoffs, he's gonna poop the bed.
Very well could. That's why I'm going Stafford. He's done it before.
I wanted Stafford, but I just don't think that they win the Super Bowl.
They've looked good, and Devontae's coming back. I think they'll be just fine.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. Something about them just feels like they got hot too early.
Yeah, probably because they've lost like 2 out of their last 3 games.
See, now this is where you're like, do I get fun and what I want, or do I get realistic, you know? Yeah. And I think I'm going to have to get realistic, and I have to go Philadelphia.
Okay. So you just took 2 NFC teams.
One of them's going to make it. I wanted the Bills. I wanted the Bills. I was going to go Bills, but I don't want the Bills.
This might catch you by surprise. Team nobody's talking about. I'm going with the Jags.
Okay.
I love the Jags. Trevor Lawrence is playing so well. I think they have an elite team. Brian Thomas Jr. is back. Defense is good. Special teams is the only sus unit, but I have a lot of faith in the boys to go crazy in the playoffs. They're going to host a playoff game. I have a lot of faith.
Yeah, I don't hate them. I just don't know enough about that team. I don't know what they're like in prime time. I don't know what they're like when the light is big, when the bright lights are on.
You don't remember when they played the Chiefs and Trevor Lawrence had that crazy rushing touchdown earlier in the season?
I do. Didn't he? He like dove or whatever.
He looked like an idiot.
Yeah.
But points are points.
I do recall that, but now Chiefs are fraud, so how good are they? But
that was when they were hot. If you were going to count the Lions win against the Ravens, something, yeah.
Okay, so you got
I got Rams, Jags. You have 49ers, Eagles, yep.
Damn, dude. I don't really love the Eagles, but the Eagles are going to make it.
I don't know, dude. They have a great defense, but their offense could not be looking worse.
And I still am a believer in defense wins championships, and offense has been heating up a little bit. They've been getting that boy A.J. Brown
They just
involved.
put up 13 points.
Yeah, but it was like a rain tsunami game.
Hey, well, let's see where they have to play in the playoffs.
And they did what it takes against. I honestly think, and mark my words here, this is being filmed this Tuesday, December 30th, day before New Year's Eve. I think it's going to be Bills, Eagles, Super Bowl.
I don't think either of those teams are good enough to make it. I think it's going to be Rams, Jags.
Rams, Jags?
I'm not joking.
Well, here we go.
I think the 49ers, it's going to be the 49ers or the Rams, in my opinion, that come out on that side. Both those teams are like playoff tested. They've both been in championship games super recently. And they both are, well, I mean, the 49ers might get the 1 seed, but I mean, they've both shown that they could win on the road, so I'm not worried.
Yeah. We shall see. We shall see. We are. This is also, chat, for if you made it this far, this is our first time kind of free balling. No schedule.
Feels good.
No schedule. We're just off the dome today. Happy to really break it in these mics with some profound verbiage.
I'm really breaking it in because I can't breathe out of my nose, so I've just been a mouth breather this whole episode. I'm basically just crying right now.
Yeah, it's been... Hopefully you guys like our little raspy voice.
Oh, that steroid pack, dude.
Off the pack.
There's bright lights shining on my sickly head.
They did give you steroids?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Yoked.
Like energetic?
No, I have not gotten that feeling. They're like, don't take it before bed.
You're horny, dude?
Yeah. Yeah,
like, I grew 5 inches since the doc gave me these. Yeah. I don't know. I would say we probably got 5 minutes. I really do want to talk about my last job because it's very top of mind. But that might be all we have time for. So
rip it.
Essentially, something that's been going around TikTok. 2 things. Something I just want to tell Joe about real quick. The great meme reset. All the kids that are doing 6, 7 and whatnot, they're also like young kids. The kids that are playing Roblox right now are saying this. That there's going to be a big, great meme reset of 2026. And I believe that it's going to happen tomorrow night. And I'm excited to see if anything actually goes down.
They're all idiots. There's no way any of them can make anything good.
Well, I'm not saying that they're going to make it, but you can also just go to AI and be like, make this video or do this or do that.
That's so sad.
They're basically saying, though, that they're going to reset all the memes. And all the memes of the people that are like, have the speech bubbles or... I don't know, like the old memes of
Bad Luck Brian
and Bad Luck Brian. Yeah, like they're going to change and they're going to become better. And it's going to be the great meme reset because it's time for it. But also, I heard that they're going to incorporate like the OG vines, like the Damn Daniel, the like what are those, like stuff like that. They're going to like incorporate like the good memes.
I think it's going to be the stupidest shit of all time, dude. These kids are all idiots and all they can do is use AI to do anything.
Yeah, that is valid. So, I don't know, but I did want to bring that up. Now, something that also is going viral right now is the staffing industry. The staffing industry as a whole, and now that... like
staffing industry is what they used to call my butthole back in high school.
You had staph disease?
Yeah, that's not what I meant. But so what's going on in the staffing industry?
Yeah, so well-known company, Insight Global. I used to work for a direct competitor who shall not be named. Essentially, they are under fire right now just for practices that they have going on. The staffing industry is not easy, and it does resemble Greek life, and it does resemble hazing, and it does resemble a lot of what is wrong with corporate America is in staffing. So I lived it for 3 years. Those are my credentials. 3 full years of staffing. Did great. Had a fun time. Enjoyed my time there. Made me who I am today. Like I do think a lot of what I have and a lot of my motivation, what I learned and how to act and how to be in a professional setting came from there. So I'm not a full on hater, but if the Inside Global documentary that they're making wants to interview me, I would be happy to be a part of it. So a lot of what they're saying is essentially the reason that they're able to make a documentary is everybody feels like it's and I know you go through this at your job too, but you don't have to talk about it because you're still there. So like essentially the turnover at my last job was insane. So what they do
It's like
is
90%.
it's really a glorified like pyramid scheme in some sort of way. I'm not taking that route with it. And like the reason that Inside Global is getting famous is because people are like, oh, they made me dance when I got somebody a job, and they made me do all this stuff that I didn't really want to do, and it pushed me, but it was like too difficult and too hard, and which really like that's the reality is they're making this documentary because in the staffing industry you never knew the next day or the next week, like, do I have my job? Like, is my job in question? Like, if I don't fill this job that I'm working on, which we used to call them recs, if I don't fill this job that I'm working on, am I going to be able to show up next week? Like, am I going to get paid? So, and it was like a weekly pay. So like you might be cut. It definitely felt like just crazy stuff. We used to have a meeting every single morning, 2 of them, one at 7:45, one at 8 o'clock. And you would have to go through every single candidate that was getting interviewed through our company. And if you were like, oh, my candidate interviewed, but like they're not going to take it because the pay is low, then it would be like, well, we need to go to the manager and figure out how we can get them to pay more. And we'd be like, well, we can't. They told us that we can't. And they'd be like, do whatever it takes. Like, go there and give them this or do that or say this or like, flirt with them or like say that. And
They
like,
told you to flirt with them?
that's what girls are saying in this documentary.
Okay.
And like girls I work with too were like, you kind of just were incentivized to flirt with them,
Yeah.
Cause
Well,
like,
I feel like that's like a lot of jobs, though.
yeah. So it was like, that is why this documentary is being made, because it's very much like,
Because nobody can handle an honest day's work anymore.
facts, dude. And I remember I stayed in my 3 years there. I remember I stopped counting after I stopped counting after like 65 people left or 70 people left, which in 3 years is insane.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I stayed through 70 people, so like it's not that bad. And I'm not like this crazy hard worker. Like, yes, I have good work ethic, but like, I stayed because like the people are fun. You become friends with like I'm closer with those people than anyone I've ever worked with or like anyone I've met outside of school. And you develop good relationships. They do have these happy hours. It's such a Greek life culture. They have these happy hours like once a week where the company just spends $4,000 and you take 100 shots and you go home and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, it does feel like that in all the new higher classes or pledge classes.
Yeah, and like they all like get really close with each other because they're crying every day because they couldn't make 70 calls and like they couldn't get there because they were too busy doing other stuff all day. And really it's just like you got to call a ton. They kind of persuade you. The one thing I didn't like is they really want you to buy or choose the option for the company stock, and they give you company stock, and then they're very like vague with how they explain it, and they're like, oh, it gives you double the S&P 500 returns. And I was like, okay, but then I started asking questions, and they told me that they tax the money when you pull it out either way. So it's like, okay, if I'm going to invest this money, like just hand me the check for that amount. Don't hand me the stock for that amount that I'm going to have to pay 20% on in 5 years when I pull it out. Fair. So I'm getting all over the place at the end of the day. Just a very questionable work environment where you're drinking on the job. You're,
Not like all day.
No, but it's encouraged. Like when milestones are hit, it's like encouraged,
Yeah.
Mimosas.
It's kind of fun.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was great for me. So Like that
Just
was
go
a
on
part
this
of
doc
it.
and be like the voice of reason. Be like, you guys are fucking whining
These
about
guys
nothing.
are great.
We got to drink, dude. We got to flirt.
So yeah, I mean, it's just funny seeing a documentary be made about it now. Since I left, my company went from about like 100, 150 employees to like 30. Like the amount of people that they have right now are insanely low.
That's pretty crazy.
I think companies and people are realizing like the industry is just questionable. Like you're essentially telling companies like, hey, you should pay your employees 30% more than you're paying them just because we hired them instead of you. Because at the end of the day, people are hard to find. Every company's always hiring, and it is difficult. But you're also like, kind of in my case, like ignoring when people are like, "Oh, my car's broken down 5 times in the last month." I'm like, "But it's been good since then, right?" And they're like, "Yeah," and I'm like,
Helping them pass drug tests.
You can make it." Yeah, that is another thing too, which you're suggesting monkey piss to people, and you're like, they're like, "Oh, Chris, I can't pass the drug test." And you're like, "Well, theoretically,
This has worked for my last 5 hires. If you drink this, you'll get a job."
Exactly. And like I had people I worked with who had candidates like in the LabCorp lobby with like a bag of fake piss that exploded on them, and then they're like getting caught. And you're like mad as the recruiter because you're like, "Oh, my spread! I'm not gonna get spread on."
I told you exactly how to put this fake
like,
piss in there. Why?
Yeah, you know,
you
what
couldn't
I mean?
follow my instructions.
Yeah. So there's like so much questionable stuff, and it's just crazy. And I'll never forget, like the highs were great, but the lows were I'm calling 10 people today and I'm firing 10 people from my job. So I'm cannot wait to hear this documentary come out. I'm excited to watch it and kind of relive it a little bit. Everybody I worked with is gone. Like everybody's done. Some people are still in staffing, but they say like these agencies are the like most cutthroat, and you have to hit the craziest numbers and make the most amount of calls. And then all these people that go get other recruiting jobs are like, "Oh, I do like 1/20th the amount of work that I did, and my boss thinks I'm killing it." And I'm like, wow, that's absurd. So I left the industry. I've been gone for 2 years now, but it definitely is something I wanted to bring up. If you guys have questions about it, ask. I'm down to talk more about it. I'm down to make some TikToks about it, and some videos. But it really was just a crazy period of time. Like you're growing up and you're an early professional, and they only hire people who are 21 and also attractive. That's why that hired me. That's why I got there.
Nah, you slipped through the cracks.
They're like, "Oh, that boy Chris, he's attractive." But yeah, they do only hire attractive people who just graduated.
Oh yeah,
and people from high school too.
They are ageist. Like any of those jobs, are like, "You geezer, do you even know how a computer works, idiot?"
Yeah.
They're like, "No."
The whole time I was there, it was only, and they would never hire anybody with experience. That's how you know it's a sham. You know what I mean? They're like, "Oh, you've been recruiting for 10 years? You cannot work here. Like, you will hate it here."
Yeah. You're overqualified immediately.
Yeah, that's like how it used to be. I would never give up that experience, and it taught me a lot. And you do have to work really
All that
hard,
being said, it was a great opportunity. I loved it there. I mean, great people.
Yeah, it'll stay on the LinkedIn. And if they have anything they got to say to me.
That documentary comes out, and somebody from your old job is like, "Chris Cole used to flirt with my boss and give me fake piss every day."
So yeah, that's the cheers to staffing. I hope that the staffing industry just dies out in a couple years, which really should. Everyone should just hire for themselves.
A lot of these industries, it's all just like another margin on top of shit for no reason. Like everybody like sold this shit like, "Oh, outsource it and you're going to be so much more efficient and save money." But now like that's probably why everything's so expensive. Yeah. Because everyone's like, "Oh, I'm going to outsource anything except for exactly what we do." And now like they're paying 30 different companies to do everything for them.
Exactly. It's the world is in a crazy place, bro. The world is in a crazy place.
Thank God for tariffs.
Good thing we work for free on this podcast.
Not soon though. We will be making money soon.
We'll be raking it in
with this new setup. We're probably going viral right now. My clip is going dummy before we started recording this.
Yeah, that is true. Give us feedback. Let us know about the setup. Let us know about the mics. Let us know if we're too close, if we're too far. But it's as always been a pleasure, and we're grateful for 2026. Big things to come this year. We have future bets on the way. We have more challenges on the way this year. More Joe skits on the way this year.
More podcast episodes.
But any last words, dude?
Now, keep an eye out for the Super Bowl. We'll keep you guys updated, but I hope everyone had a good, safe New Year. Stay strong on those resolutions. Me and Chris are going to do the carnivore diet. We're going to give up drinking, no more nicotine, going to read a book a day. Anything else?
We're running a 5K.
Run it well. I was thinking we're probably going to do a 10K now.
Yeah, this guy just skipped me. I haven't been able to run since I've been sick.
Yeah. I power through.
I run.
No, I didn't go to the gym yesterday because my nose was leaking, and that would have been
I think I've probably lost 10 pounds.
You look skinny. You look slim. You're probably gonna be flying next time you go for a run.
I didn't eat for like 5 days, so I hope I lost.
I hope I get what you got, bro. Love you guys.
Never done drugs, but I got a white cane.